Hello dear students, welcome to Maitri Academy. I am Hari Krishna. In this video, we'll try to discuss the questions which are related to problem solving in the ICET examination. In both TS ICET and AP ICET, in the first section, analytical ability, we are going to have 75 questions. Out of 75 questions which we are going to see in the analytical ability, 20 questions are given from data sufficiency module and another 55 questions are given from problem solving module. And out of these 55 questions, 25 questions are exclusively given from series module. So in this 25 questions, they are majorly covering three topics. One is analysis, the other one is odd man out, the other one is series based questions, that means number series and letter series. So very simple module, you can easily score this 25 and this is a scoring module. And how to score this 25 marks, what are the techniques which we have to use, all those things we'll try to discuss in this video. So before you are going to solve these 25 questions, even if you are doing your self preparation or you purchased a book and you are trying to solve the questions from it, don't start your preparation with the data sufficiency questions. Start your preparation with the problem solving module. So the first one is series based questions. That means analogy, odd man out and number series, letter series will be included in this. So before we are jumping into the questions which are related to this, first thing, student should have the basic prerequisites to solve the questions. To construct a building, we should have a strong base. Without base, we cannot construct the building. So in the similar way, without having this foundation prerequisites, you cannot solve the questions effectively. So that's why before you are doing your preparation, go with these prerequisites. What are the prerequisites which are required? We'll try to observe here. The first prerequisite is you must remember 1 to 25 square numbers. 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 121, 144, 169, 196, 225, 256, 289, 324, 361, 400, 441, 484, 529, 576, 625. 1 to 25 squares, if you remember, you will be feeling very comfortable to solve the questions. In most of the cases, they are directly giving the questions from the square numbers. And how to find out the square number? For example, we are trying to find out 12 square value. So what is 12 square? 12 square means 12 into 12. Generally, we used to do the calculation like this. 12 into 2, which is equal to 24. 12 into 1 is 12 plus 2 is equal to 14. So we can say our answer is 144. Instead of doing the calculation like this, we'll try to use a simple trick to find out the square of a number. What is the trick is, I hope everyone knows a plus b whole square formula. What is a plus b whole square formula? A plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Here I am trying to apply this formula of a plus b whole square to find out the square of any number. For example, if it is 12 square, you split this number as like this. This is a and this is b and apply the formula. A square means 1 square, which is 1. 2ab means 2 times 1 into 2, which is equal to 4. B square means 2 square, which is equal to 4. So your result is 144. And that's how we can find out the square of any number. For example, if I want to find out 13 square value, so we can split a and b like this. A value is 1, b value is 3. And apply a plus b whole square here. 1 square is 1. 2ab is nothing but 2 times 1 into 3, which is 6, and 3 square is 9. So your answer is 169. Like that, we can find out the square of any number. But make sure if you have a carry, use the carry concept. For example, if it is 16 square, what is 16 square value? We all know 16 square will give a result as 256. Whether this value is giving the same thing or not, let's apply this formula. A square is nothing but 1 square, which is equal to 1. 2ab means 2 times 1 into 6, which is equal to 12. B square means 6 square, which is equal to 36. If you observe, previously we got the results directly like this. But here we are not able to see direct result as 256. we have to do one small modification. That is the reason after performing every operation of a square and 2ab and b square, I am using a slash here. Now, what we need to do here is take a last digit in each and every space, send the remaining thing as carry to the next number. 12 plus 3 which is equal to 15. Again take a last digit which is equal to 5. Send 1 as carry to the next number. Take your answer as 256. That's a simple approach to find out the square of any number. Let's look at few more questions. See, for example, I want to find out 33 square. How can we find out 33 square? Split this first. A value is 3, B value is 3 and apply the formula. A square means 3 square which is equal to 9. 2ab means 2 times 3 into 3 which is equal to 18. Again b square means 3 square which is equal to 9. With that our answer is not over. What we need to do? Take a last digit here. Take a last digit here. Send the leftover part as carry to the next number. 9 plus 1, 10. You can say your answer is 1089. For example, I want to find out 42 square. How can we find out 42 square? Apply the same logic. Take a value as 4, b value as 2 and apply the formula. A square means 4 square 16. 2ab means 2 times 4 into 2 which is equal to 16. Again 2 square is equal to 4. Take a last digit in each and every space. Take a last digit in each and every space. Send the remaining thing as carry to the next number. So your answer will be 1764. Like that we can find out the square of any number. But minimum prerequisite is you must remember 1 to 25 squares. Just simply by heart these numbers. If you by heart these numbers, it is going to be helpful while you are solving the questions which are related to it. Let's look at the second prerequisite. The second prerequisite is student must remember the cube numbers at least from 1 to 15. If you remember the cube numbers, you will be feeling very convenient to solve the questions. 1 cube is 1, 2 cube is 8, 3 cube is 27, 4 cube is 64, 5 cube is 125, 6 cube is 216, 7 cube is 343, 8 cube is 512, 9 cube is 729, 10 cube is 1000, 11 cube is 1331, 12 cube is 1728, 13 cube is 2197, 14 cube is 2744, 15 cube is 3375. So remember at least 15 cubes. You must by heart these numbers. And if it is how to find out the cube number, we can use the same trick. To find out the square number, we have applied a plus b whole square formula. To find out the cube number, you can use the formula of a plus b whole cube. What is a plus b whole cube formula? A plus b whole cube is a cube and plus 3a square b. Instead of plus, I am using a slash, plus 3ab square plus b cube. Now, I am applying this formula to find out the cube of a number. For example, 11 cube value I want to find out. So, what is a value here? 1. What is b value here? 1. Substitute here. A cube means 1 cube which is equal to 1. 3a square b. That means 3 times 1 square into 1 which is equal to 3. And 3ab square. 3 times 1 into 1 square which is equal to 3. And b cube means 1 cube which is equal to 1. So directly you can say 11 cube value will be equal to 1331. If you have a carry, use the carry concept how we applied for the square number. For example, if I want to find out 12 cube value, I am splitting like this, a value as 1, b value as 2 and apply the formula. A cube is nothing but 1 cube which is equal to 1. 3a square b, that means 3 times 1 square into 2, that is nothing but 3 into 2 which is equal to 6. And 3ab square, 3 times 1 into 2 square, 2 square is 4, 4 3s are 12. Again, b cube means 2 cube which is equal to 8. So what we need to do now, that don't directly take the answer. Take a last digit which is available. Take a last digit which is available. Send the remaining thing as carry to the next number. So 6 plus 1 is 7. Keep the leftmost digit as it is. So your answer will become 1728. Like that we can find out the cube numbers. But what is prerequisite is you must remember 1 to 15 cubes. So by heart these numbers, it would be helpful in solving the questions. Now, what are the different applications of square numbers and cube numbers while we are solving the questions? We'll observe now by taking some example questions. So the first one, we can see the applications of the square numbers and cube numbers while we are solving the questions of analogy. And in TS ICET, we are getting 10 questions from analogy. In AP ICET, we are getting 5 questions from the analogy. So it is definitely a very good weightage. So, and very simple module to solve. Let's observe this question. Socks, legs, then gloves for what? And everyone can comfortably say your answer will be hands. So here you can understand what is the pattern of analogy. So in analogy, we are going to see two pairs. One is called the standard pair, where you can see the complete reference value. You have to understand what is the logic available in the reference pair and apply the same logic to find out your required one. That means socks is for legs, then gloves is for hands. Whatever is the logic, you can apply the same logic here. So now we'll take some numbers to understand this better. See, we have a question like this. 25 is 216. Then 64 is what? So I already told you, first observe the reference pair. Reference pair means the complete pair. And understand what is the logic available in this reference pair. So 25 and 216, these are very familiar numbers. If you observe 25, we can write it as 5 square. And 216, what is this number? You can refer the cube numbers once again. This is a cube number. And how can we write it? 216 is nothing but 6 cube. Now what you need to do is, you have to observe what is the logic available in this reference pair. That means 5 square becomes 6 cube. That means the logic available in this question is n square become n plus 1 whole cube. N square become n plus 1 whole cube. 5 square is 6 cube. How can we write 64 in the form of a square? We can write it as 8 square. So 64 is 8 square. If 5 square is 6 cube, then 8 square will become what? Obviously 9 cube. So your answer must be 9 cube. If you remember 9 cube value, you can easily mark the answer. 9 cube is equal to 729. You can mark the answer choice as going to be option A, which is equal to 729. Or otherwise, you can also look at 9 cube means what? 9 is multiplied for 3 times. 9 into 9 into 9. You just observe what is the last digit. 9 into 9 will end with 1 because 9 nines are 81. And 1 into 9 will end with 9. That means 9 cube value will definitely end with a last digit of 9. You check the option which is ending with the last digit of 9. You mark it as answer choice. So you are able to see option A is 729, which is ending with 9. You can mark it as answer. Hope you are able to understand. Let's take one more question. Here the question is given like this: 11236, 11449, 11664. Then next term is what? So in this, first observe the reference pair. What is the reference pair? 11236, 11449. Then look at the other one. 11664 will become what? So what we need to do here is, you just look at what is the logic available in the reference pair. To understand this logic, if I observe carefully, we can able to see one pattern here. So 36 and 49, these are very familiar numbers for us. What are these numbers? 6 square and 7 square. So 6 becomes 7. Okay. What is this number? 64. We can write it as 8 square. If 6 square becomes 7 square, then 8 square becomes what? Definitely 9 square. 9 square will be ending with what? 81. So definitely my answer choice should end with the last 2 digits of 81. There are only 2 options which are ending with 81. Okay. Let's look at what is happening for the first pair. That means first 3 digits, if you observe here, 112 become 114. That means what is the increase? It is increased by 2. Similarly, 116 will become what? 116 plus 2, which is equal to 118. So your answer choice must be 11881, which is available as option C for us. You can mark it as an answer choice. Hope you are able to understand. Let's take another question. Question number 3. 216 is 36. 1331 is what? First observe the reference pair. The reference pair is 216 become 36. Then 1331 will become what? 1331 will become what? So to solve this question, What is required? You just observe 216 is a familiar number. Just now we have seen, which is 6 cube. And 36 is 6 square. 6 cube becomes 6 square. 6 cube becomes 6 square. That means what is the logic? N cube turns to be n square. Use the same logic to find out the required quantity. So 1331, again a very familiar number. 1331 is 11 cube. If 6 cube becomes 6 square, then 11 cube becomes what? 11 square. What is 11 square? 121. So mark the answer, which is 121, available as option A for us. Hope you are able to understand how to tackle analogy questions. Let's look at the second application, which is odd man out questions. So odd man out, in TS ICET we are getting 5 questions. In AP ICET we are getting 10 questions, higher weightage. So 10 questions they are giving from odd man out. And how to tackle odd man out questions you can observe here. And very simple example I am projecting here. Odd one out. So you need to pick the one which is different from the given 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, these options are there. Out of this, which is different? Obviously we can say this is different. So odd thing out here is option 3. So that means in odd man out, what we need to do is you look at the 4 option choices. Out of the 4 option choices, which option is different? You mark that as a odd one out. That means we'll take some numbers to understand this better. What is the odd one among the following? So 441, 289, 361 and 343. What is the odd one out here? So if you observe 441, what is 441? You can write it as a 21 square. And 289, we can write it as 17 square. And 361, we can write it as 19 square. And what is 343? It is not a square number, but it is a cube number. That is 7 cube. If you observe, this is a square, this is a square, this is a square. But this is not a square. This is different. So odd one out here is option D, which is equal to 343. Hope you are able to understand how can we tackle odd man out questions. We just need to pick the one which is showing a different property when it compares to the others. Let's look at the another question based on it. Find the odd one among the following: 1726, 512, 216 and 1000. And by looking at 512, I understand it's a very familiar number for me and it is available in our prerequisites, which is 8 cube. And 216, just now we have seen, it is 6 cube. And 1000, we can write it as 10 cube. What about this number 1726? 1726, is it a cube number? No, definitely no. Why? So there is a nearest cube number. 12 cube is 1728. 11 cube is 1331. 12 cube is 1728. 1726 is not at all a cube number. Remaining all are cube numbers. That is the reason odd one out here is 1726. Hope you are able to understand. Let's look at the next question. Find the odd one among the following. We have the options 221, 143, 63, 35. What is the different one which is showing a different property? Observe carefully. If you observe this, that's why I told you, you must by heart the square numbers and cube numbers. You must memorize those. Sometimes they will be giving directly and sometimes they will be giving like this. If you observe this number 143, as soon as you see 143, you should understand this is 12 square minus 1. If you observe this number 63, we can write this number as 8 square minus 1. If you observe this number 35, we can write it as 6 square minus 1. But if you observe this number 221, 221 cannot be written as n square minus 1 pattern. So that means 222 is not a square number. If you observe, by increasing 1 to all these numbers, you can easily recognize a pattern. So 222, 144, 64, 36. This is square, this is square, this is square, this is not a square. So simply the different one here is 221. You can mark the answer choice as option A here. Hope you are able to understand. Moving forward to another application. The other important application which you are going to see is questions which are related to number series. And let's observe this question. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. What is the next term in the series? So in number series, you will find out the questions related to next term or missing term. If you observe 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. There is an increase of 2, increase of 2, increase of 2, increase of 2. Next one will be increased by 2. So answer must be 9 plus 2, which is equal to 11. So you can look at the difference between the terms, you can get the answer easily. For example, the second question is given 1, 4, 3, 6, 5. What is the next term? So this is an important pattern in the number series. If you can observe these numbers carefully, 1, 3, 5, these are what? Odd numbers. And 4, 6, these are what? Even numbers. What is the next even number? 4 plus 2 is 6, 6 plus 2 will be 8. So answer must be 8 here. Similarly, if you look at this 1, 3, 9, 27, 81, what is the next term? So 1, we can write it as 3 power 0, 3 power 1, 3 square, 3 cube and 3 power 4. The next one will be 3 power 5. What is 3 power 5? 243. So answer must be 243. So like that you are going to see the questions which are related to number series. We'll take few examples to understand this better. If you observe this question, what is the next term in the sequence? They given the question like this: 3, 8, 15, 24 and 35. What is the next term here? So one standard way of solving is going with the difference. You can observe the difference. Difference is 5, difference is 7, difference is 9, difference is 11. What is the next difference? So you can say 5, 7, 9, 11 means next difference is 13. 35 plus 13, your answer will be 35 plus 13, which is equal to 48. Like that we can mark the answer. Or otherwise, if you observe them carefully, what is 3? Can I write it as 2 square minus 1? Square number. And what is 8? 8 can be written as 3 square minus 1 and 4 square minus 1 and 5 square minus 1 and 6 square minus 1. The next term should be your answer. What is the next term? 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, 5 square, 6 square. Next one will be 7 square minus 1. We know 7 square is 49. 49 minus 1. Answer must be 48. Mark the answer as option C. Hope you are able to understand how the square numbers and cube numbers are applied to solve the questions of this type. And if you look at the next question, if you observe this, 121, 144, 289, 324, 529, 576. 121, 144, 289 and 324 and 529 and 576. They are expecting us to find out what is the next term in the sequence. By looking at the first two terms, these are very familiar terms. 121, 144. Everyone can easily recognize this is 11 square and this is 12 square. But the next number 13 square they have given here. No, it is not 13 square. What is 289? 289 is basically 17 square. And 324 is again 18 square. But if you look at 529, 529 is actually 23 square. And 576 is 24 square. So two numbers are following the pattern. So 11, 12, 17, 18 and 23, 24. So next term will be what? So you can observe 11 becomes 17. That means there is an increase of 6. 17 become 23. That means there is an increase of 6. And 23 will become what? 23 plus 6, which is equal to 29. So answer must be 29 square and 30 square. And how to find out 29 square? I already told you in the starting of this session. To find out the square of a number, split it as a and b. A square means 2 square, which is 4. 2ab means 2 times 2 into 9, which is equal to 36. 9 square is 81. Take a last digit 1. Send this as carry. 36 plus 8, which is equal to 44. In 44, take a last digit as 4. Send 4 as carry. It is giving a result as 841. So answer must be 841. You can mark it as answer. Or otherwise, you look at what is 3 square value? 3 square is 9. What is 30 square value? Which is equal to 900. So if 30 square is 900, 29 square will be what? It is definitely less than 900. And what is 29 square last digit? 29 square. 9 square will end up with what? 9 square will be ending with 1. So answer must be ending with 1. You can eliminate these options. And one more thing, 29 square should be less than 900. It cannot be more than 900. Directly you can mark the answer option B if you are not feeling comfortable of finding the square number. Hope you are able to understand this. Let's take the next question. Find out the next term in the sequence. 7, 26, 124 and 342. So 7, 26, 124 and 342. What is the next term available in this is a question. So if you observe, it is started with a single digit and it went up to 3 digit number. And if you carefully observe these numbers, you can able to understand these are having a relation with the cube numbers. What are these numbers? 2 cube minus 1, 3 cube minus 1, 125 is 5 cube, 5 cube minus 1, and 343 is 7 cube, 7 cube minus 1. So we are able to see 2 cube minus 1, 3 cube minus 1, 5 cube minus 1, 7 cube minus 1. So 2, 3, 5, 7. What are these numbers? These are actually prime numbers. So 2, 3, 5, 7. What is the next prime number? Next prime number must be 11. So answer must be 11 cube minus 1. 11 cube is 1331. 1331 minus 1, 1330. Answer must be option D. Most of the students will mark the answer 728 because 2, 3, 7, 2, 3, 5, 7, they'll think the next term is 9. So these are not odd numbers, these are prime numbers. You have to consider the next prime number. So answer must be 1330 here. Hope you are able to understand this. Let's move forward with the next application. Even the square numbers and cube numbers is also helpful in calculating the percentage based questions which we are going to see in arithmetic. And how we can apply that, we'll take few examples. If you observe this question, the side of a square is increased by 20%. Then find the percentage increase in area of the square. What is meant by square area? What is area of the square? If it is a square with a side length of A, we can say the area of the square is going to be A square. Now, they mentioned that the side length of a square is increased by 20%. Find the percentage increase in area. So after increasing the side length, then definitely the area will also increase. The new area and final area will be different. But if you observe whether it is a initial area or final area, the value must be square number. They are asking only the percentage increase in the area. So if it is 44% increase, then what will be the final area? It is 144. If it is 40% increase, then the final value will be 140. If it is 45% increase, then the final value will be 145. If it is 64% increase, then the final value will be 164. So whether it is a initial area or final area, the value must be a square number. You look at 144, 140, 145, 164. Out of these numbers, which is square number? Obviously 144. We all know that. So you can simply eliminate the other options. Like that, the applications you can see in different problems of arithmetic, especially percentages, square numbers and cube numbers. Let's take one more question. If the side length of a cube is increased by 10%, then what is the percentage increase in the volume of a cube? In the volume of a cube. See, you can observe there is volume formula as what? A cube. So whether it is a initial volume or final value, the value will be definitely a cube number. So a cube, a dash cube. So it definitely a cube number. So now they are asking the percentage increase. So if 31% is an increase, the final value will be 131 and it will be 130. It will be 133.1. It will be 143. So you look at these numbers carefully. Whether it is an initial volume or it is a final volume, the value must be a cube number. So which of the following is a cube number? 131, 130, 143 or not? 1331, 11 cube. It's a 11 cube value. You can mark the answer as this. So like that you can see the applications. The similar question, you can see the side length is increased by 20%. What is the percentage increase in the volume? You look at them. So 60% increase means final value will be 160, 162, 172.8, 172.9. You look at these numbers carefully, 160, 162, 17.8 and 1729. Which number is a cube number? 1728, which is 12 cube value. So answer must be this. Eliminate the other options. So like that. So you have a good applications, different applications will be available even in simple interest and compound interest. Only thing is you don't know that. We'll be using random formulas to solve the questions without knowing or without by hearting those squares and cube numbers. So remember those squares and cubes, it would be more helpful while you are solving the questions. Hope you are able to understand. See, even you can solve this question in the other way also. cube number, the side length is increased by 20%. What is meant by 20%? 20 by 100. What is meant by 20 by 100? We can write it as 2 by 10. So 2 by 10 is an increase. That means initial base is 10. Now it is increased by 2. If 10 is increased by 2, the new value will be 12. So if the initial side length is 10, the volume will be equal to 10 cube, which is 1000. If the new side length is 12, then volume will be 12 cube, 1728. From 1000 to 1728, what is the percentage increase is the question. On top of 1000, there is an increase of 728. To calculate in percentage, you can replace 728 as 72.8 by 100 and we can take the answer as 72.8%. Like that we can solve. Very simple. So, but what is required? You must know 12 cube value. Previous question also, 10% is the increase is the data they given. So, 10% means what? 10% means 10 by 100. We can also write it as 1 by 10. 1 by 10 is an increase. That means initial side length is 10. Now the new side length is increased by 1. That means it will be 11. So what is the initial volume? 10 cube. 10 cube means initial volume will be 1000. Now what is the final volume? The final volume will be 11 cube, which is 1331. 1000 to 1331, what is the percentage increase? On top of 1000, there is an increase of 331. We can take the answer 33.1 by 100. We can also write this as 33.1%. Available as C. Mark it as answer choice. These are all applications. If you observe this question also, the side length of a square is increased by 20%. How can you write 20%? 20% means 20 by 100. How can we write this? 2 by 10. 2 by 10 is an increase. That means the base initial side length is 10. Now it is increased by 2. That means the new side length is 12. If the initial side length is 10, what is the initial area? 10 square 100. What is the new area? 12 square 144. 100 to 144. What is the percentage increase? On top of 100, there is an increase of 44. We can take the answer as 44%. Mark the answer option A. So like that. So it is applications are available in arithmetic. Applications are available in solving reasoning questions like analogy, odd man out, and at the same time the questions which are related to sequence and series. So now let's look at these are the applications you can see and the next prerequisite. So we have done with the discussion of squares and cubes. There is another prerequisite which is very important, which you must know so that you can feel very comfortable of solving the questions. So the next prerequisite is student must remember alphabets, A to Z alphabets with the respective positions. So A to Z alphabets with the respective positions, if you remember, you will be feeling very comfortable of solving. That means what is the skill required from this is, as soon as you see any alphabet, you should be capable of telling that in number. For example, S is there, it is 19. K is there, it is 11. F is there, it is 6. Like that, every alphabet if you see, you should be able to tell what is that in the form of a number. And if you see the number, you should be able to tell in the form of an alphabet. So that is another important skill which is required. So you must by heart all these positions. And before you by heart them, I just want to give few tricks to remember this. So first trick you can use as you can remember a trick called EJOTY. EJOTY. EJOTY is a trick which is going to be helpful for you to figure out the alphabet positions. EJOTY are 5 multiplier positions. E is 5, J is 10, O is 15, T is 20, Y is 25. Using this EJOTY trick, you can able to figure out the alphabet positions easily. So how can we use this EJOTY trick? I'll tell you. See, for example, I want to find out M position. So you can remember M, N, O. Connect with any one of the nearest known alphabet. We know E position is 5, J position is 10, and O position is 15. T position is 20, Y position is 25. So you know you want to find out M value. So O is 15, N is 14, M will be standing at 13. For example, S position is required. S, T. What is T position? You can remember T20 cricket. So T is 20. So S will be standing at 19. For example, I position is required. I, J, J 10. So I will be standing at 9. Like that, you can use this ICET trick to remember the alphabet positions effectively. So to connect with the alphabet positions, you can use this trick. And we can also use some other tricks to remember the direct alphabet position. What are the some other tricks? As I discussed, E is 5, J is 10. So apart from this, A, B, C, D positions everyone knows. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4. No need to discuss about it. And let's look at the other alphabets. I'll discuss few tricks here. See, F is there. How to remember F position? F. If you look at F you just remember like this. Fix 6. If Mahendra Singh Dhoni comes, so in his helicopter shot, it is definitely, we can say, fix 6. So remember, F value will be equal to 6. And G, how can we remember G position? So you can just write G. How can we write the G? G we can write like this. When you write G, you can observe there is 7 inbuilt of it. So G is having 7 in it. So we can directly say G position is 7. Or otherwise, you can remember the famous Tollywood film 7 by G Brundavan Colony. So you can remember the value of G is 7, like that. You can remember in any way. And the other one, H value you want to find out. So H is going to be 8. And how can we remember this? See, if you open a digital calculator, if you type 8, how it is going to look like? It is going to look like this. So, and it is having H in it. So you can remember H position is going to be 8. So H value is 8. And I is 9. How to remember? So when you write I in a cursive way, you will be writing like this. And how it is looking like? It is looking like 9. So remember I position is 9. Like that we can remember the positions till 10. And let's move forward. The other letters. If you observe, O is 15 in ICET trick. T is 20. T20 cricket. So now let's look at few tricks here. K position is required. What is K position? K position is 11. And how to remember this? I used to remember like this. K. There is a famous IPL cricket team. That is Kings 11 Punjab. Kings 11 Punjab. So you can remember Kings 11 Punjab. So we can say K position is 11. And L is 12. You can remember. And M is 13. So to remember M position, you observe M. How can we write M? We can write like this or we can write like this. And if you tilt it, it is going to look like this. And it is having 3 in it. So that's why you can remember M position is 13. And there is another alphabet which will have 3 in it. What is that? Which is W. And how can we write W? W will be like this. And when you tilt it, it is going to have 3 in it. So M is a first thing. That's why you can replace that with 13. The second one is W. We can take this as 23. Like that, M is 13, W is 23. You can remember that. And similarly, you can observe the few other alphabets. So if you look at Q position, so P, you can remember like this. Prince. To become a prince, the age must be 16. So Prince 16, P 16, you can remember in this way. And Q position, if you want to find out, you observe, if you write Q, you are going to have 7 in it. So already 1 7 is came for G. So Q will be the next 7, that is 17th alphabet. And if you know T, finding S and R will be easy. You can connect like that. And if you look at the leftover alphabets, how to remember U position? So U is going to be 21. And how can we remember is, see, if you go to any shopping malls or if you go to any pubs and all, you can see under 21 is not allowed. There is an instruction here, under 21, below 21 is not allowed. Under 21 is not allowed. So you remember like this, U is 21. U is 21. And if you observe V position is 22. And how can we write V? V is like this. We are having two lines. So 2 lines, because of that I am writing 2 and repeat one more time. So V is 22. And X position is 24, Y is 25, Z is 26. This everyone knows. So like that you can just remember all the alphabet positions. Use these tricks or you do it in any way. But knowing this will be very much helpful in solving. How these are going to be helpful in solving? we'll observe by taking some previous questions which are given in actual ICET paper. So let's look at a simple question here. The question which is given in TG ICET 2024 Shift 1, which is held on June 5th, 2024. So now if you observe this question based on analogy. How to look at analogy questions, I already told you. So analogy questions, you can look at the questions in such a way that first observe the reference pair and understand what is the logic in the reference pair. They given AG8 and DH12. So what is the logic for these numbers? I am observing. AGH. A position is what? 1. G position is what? 7. 1 plus 7, which is equal to 8. That they have taken here. In the similar way, DH. D is 4. H is 8. 4 plus 8, which is equal to 12. That you are able to see here. Similarly, CN17. CN17. C is third alphabet. N is 14th alphabet. 3 plus 14, which is equal to 17. Similarly, IO will become what? That's a question. What is I? I already told you. I will look like this. That means I is 9. And what is O? In E, J, O, T, Y. E is 5. J is 10. O is 15. So 9 plus 15 should be your answer, which is equal to 24. Available as option 2. You can mark it as answer choice. Hope you are able to understand this. Let's take one more question. The question which is given in AP ICET 2024 Shift 1, which is held on May 6th, 2024. If you observe the question here, very simple question. BGH is FKL. First observe what is the logic available in this question. BGH become FKL. First thing, you write the alphabet positions, then only you will be feeling very comfortable of solving the question. What is B position? 2. What is G position? G, 7 by G, it is 7. H looks like 8. So 2, 7, 8 and F fix 6. Kings 11 Punjab. K is 11. L is 12. So what is the logic of these numbers? 2, 7, 8 becomes 6, 11 and 12. What is the logic? 2 becomes 6. There is an increase of 4. 7 become 11. There is an increase of 4. 8 become 12. There is an increase of 4. That means every alphabet is increased by 4. In the similar way, D, F, K will be what? So D position is 4. F position is 6. K position is 11. All these alphabets need to be increased by 4. So 4 plus 4, 8. 6 plus 4, 10. 11 plus 4, which is equal to 15. So what are these alphabets? 8th alphabet is H. 10th alphabet, Ijoti trick, J is 10. 15th alphabet, O is 15. So H, J, O should be the answer choice. So you can mark the answer as option 3. Like this. Very simple of solving the questions. Hope you are able to understand. So we have a mobile application where in the mobile application you can see all the topics, topic wise videos, all the sectional wise videos, and at the same time you can see mock exams and practice PDF notes and everything in our mobile application. You can check TS ICET and AP ICET course, and the course fees is actually 2500. But now because you have watched the video till this, so we are giving an offer for you. You can do check in the Play Store, download the app. You can just register for TS ICET. But now instead of 2500, we are giving the course for only 1250. The complete course of TS ICET and AP ICET, where you can see all the topic wise videos and at the same time previous year questions PDF and the concept PDF and the practice questions for every topic. So you can use this Big 24 coupon code. So this offer is valid for only few days. So you can just use this coupon code called Big 24 and you can buy the course. You will get it for only 1250. We have a separate courses for TS ICET and AP ICET as per their test patterns. So you can just utilize this offer and buy the course. Let's move on to the next question. If you observe this question, tab 73, ICE will be what? And this question is given in TG ICET 2024 Shift 2 held on June 6th. If you observe, tab is 73. Why tab is 73? What is the logic here? You can just look at T is 20 and A is 1 and P is 16. When you add up these numbers, we got a number 21 plus 16, which is 37. But they taken 73. What is the reason? They have taken reverse of this alphabets. So reverse of the number. In the similar way, I's will become what? That's a question for us. What is I position? I will look like 9. So C position 3, everyone knows. T, E position is 5. What is the sum of these numbers? 17. When you reverse it, how it is look like? 71. Answer must be option 3. Very simple question. So hope you understand what is the importance of prerequisites. Let's look at the next question. 584 is EHD. 695 will be what? So the question which is appeared in AP ICET 2024 shift 1, which is held on 6th of May. So if you observe, 584 is taken as EHD. What is the reason? So 5th alphabet is E, 8th alphabet is H, 4th alphabet is D. Most direct question. 695 will be what? 6th alphabet, fix 6, F. I is going to be 9 and E is going to be 5. So your answer will be FIE, available as option 1. You can mark it as an answer choice. Hope you are able to understand. So let's look at the next question. Dog is 13, cat is what? Last question. The question which is given in TS ICET 2024 shift 2. It is held on June 5th. So dog is 13. What is the logic for dog is 13? We'll try to observe. And once you understand the logic, apply the same logic to find out the cat. So first, look at what is this dog. D is 4th alphabet. O, T. O is 15th alphabet. And G is 7th alphabet. When you add up all these alphabets, what you are going to get? 19 plus 7, which is equal to 26. But they taken it as 13. What might be the reason? They have taken half of this. So in the similar way, cat, CAT, C is 3, A is 1, T is 20. When we add up these numbers, we are getting 24. Half of this number should be your answer. Half of 24 is 12. Answer must be option 2. Mark it as an answer choice. Hope you are able to understand, and I think you understand this complete concept. And please do remember those prerequisites before you start with your preparation, so that you will be feeling very comfortable of solving. So I am giving some practice questions which are related to analogy. So you can solve these practice questions and comment your answer below. And if you have any queries or any doubts, you can comment your queries or doubts. I can make a separate video on it. And if you want to make a series of videos on TS ICET and AP ICET separately, you can just comment below. Based on your comments and likes, I will make and I'll get some motivation to do the series of videos. So based on your comments and likes, I will make the next video. Thank you so much. Look at the practice question number 1 and the question given in AP ICET. All these are previous questions. So practice question number 1. Pause the video, solve the question, comment your answer. Practice question number 2. Practice question number 3. Practice question number 4. Practice question number 5. So pause the video, solve the question, comment your answer. I am sure after listening this session, you will be definitely able to solve them. Solve those questions and comment your answers in the comment box. And please do subscribe the Maitri Academy channel. Most of the students are watching the videos but not subscribing the Maitri Academy channel. So please do subscribe the Maitri Academy channel. And if you want to buy the ICET course, you can just go to Play Store or App Store. Maitri Exam Prep, that's the app name. So you can use the coupon code of BIG24 and get the offer or huge discount, 50% discount. You'll get the course for $12.50. And it is almost equal to one premiere show of Pushpa 2. So you can just invest that and you just to bright your career and go for your MCA and MBA courses. Thank you so much guys. See you in the next session.